Hello everyone, it's Lori Bradley, and I'm here in St. Louis, Missouri. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and each week I do a Fun Fold Friday video. Today's video is going to be a W fold pop-out card, and I got this idea from another demonstrator named Connie Stewart. And so I want to give her credit for that, but I think it's super fun. The front of the card looks pretty plain, right? But you might notice a score line down the middle, and when we open it up, the inside pops out, or it stays in, it depends. And so it will sit up like this. You can see the W, thus the W fold pop out name. So let's see how we should make this. All right, I've already cut all of my supplies and I've already scored it, but I have a piece of 5.5 by 5.5 by 8.5, and it's my cardstock is scored at 2 1/8, 4 1/4, and 6 3/8. And if you are one of those ladies or gentlemen who eighths are hard to figure out, then just know you might have to practice with this one a little bit because it is an eighths. The 4 1/4 in the middle is divided in exactly half, so that leaves 2.5 on this side and 2.5 in from that side. So we have that piece. We also have a 3 by 6 piece of pumpkin pie cardstock, which is 6 inches by 3 inches and is scored at 3 inches in the middle. And then I have 2 pieces of 2 3/4 inch white, basic white. And then for our designer series paper, I have 6 pieces, all the same, and I've just cut that out of the candy paper from the spooky Halloween paper, and there's 6 pieces. We need 6 pieces of that, all right? So we can, but they're all the same, so I'm gonna keep those the same. I'm not gonna flip any over, but you could alternate if you wanted to. So we're going to start with our big sheet, and we're going to fold that in half and then fold back our W's just so we know what we're working with. Just like that, so we have our W. Now, we're gonna close it, and this is gonna be the front of our card. So we're going to glue 2 of these onto the front of the card. And again, these are 1 7/8 inches by 5 1/4. I have to turn things sideways, sorry. Sorry if you're dizzy, but for me to be able to see it, I have to turn it the right way. So we got 1, then we're going to do the second one. And again, this is the front of the card. Just like that. Okay, got those lined up. Whoop. Those lined up and put down. Now we're going to open the card, and we're going to put the other 4 panels onto the other side of the card. Okay. This is a great way to use your designer series paper. You can alternate, you can use it 2 different patterns. And just to show you today, I am using 1 pattern only because it kind of goes with the no tricks, just treats theme on the sentiment that I'm going to use. I'll do the second one. I just want those to line up, and then there'll be a small border around the outside edge, which is about not quite an 1/8 of, it's probably an 1/8 of an inch. Put all my glue on. When you use the liquid glue, I like to use the liquid glue on the designer series paper because it has a little bit of wiggle room. If we use the Stampin' Seal on our designer series paper, it sticks. And so the liquid glue gives us just a couple of seconds to straighten it out if we need to. Because goodness knows we all sometimes get things a little wonky or a little crooked, right? All right, now we have all of our designer series paper. And so that's the front, and this is the inside. Let's go ahead and do our inside piece, and we have our 3 by 6 piece of cardstock and our white. Now we need to decorate our white just a little bit. I'm going to stamp No Tricks, whoop, goodness, no tricks, just treats on the inside. Now you get to see my little black mark on my scrap paper. Sometimes I'm just not tall enough. All right, so we have our no tricks, just treat. That's actually the only thing I'm going to stamp on this card because I am using the Spooky Sweet Halloween Specialty Designer Series paper, and it has all of these great cutouts. And so these just pop right out. They're a cardstock, a thinner cardstock, but they're a cardstock, and you just pop it out and you can put it directly onto your project. So I'm using one of those today, so I don't need to stamp anything else. Let's go ahead, put our pieces onto our inside. For some reason, I have to do things sideways. And these white pieces are 2 3/4 by 2 3/4. I think I need some glue dots underneath my scrap paper so that it doesn't move around. Okay, so that's pretty simple. Now I've also punched out some of the little candy corn from that sheet that I just showed you. So I'm going to put just a little liquid glue on the back of these. Let's see, I've got the double candy corn here. You can put as many of these as you wanted to. I'm just gonna put it in the corner so that there's still time. Oh my goodness, you still have time to write on them too. Let's do another one just for fun. There we go. All right, now we're gonna fold that, make sure that it's folded quite well. You can use your bone folder if you have one. Now, there's our front. We're gonna fold this piece back, the front piece back, and the other piece. So it looks like a skinny folded card. Now, I'm going to glue it like this. Looks a little weird, right? We're gonna do it that way, but we only need to glue part way. So it's probably an inch or so along, where it's going to be about halfway across this 1 7/8 inch panel. Okay, so we're gonna fold it, and I'm gonna close it onto the card. Let's go a little further, just like that. I don't want to push it all the way. I want to make sure that I can open and close it. And whoops, I stuck it on the wrong side. I turned it the wrong way. Good. That's why we don't stick it all the way down. All right, so we're going to do it like that and like that. So we've got it stuck on both sides, and then we want to be able to make sure that it folds. Okay, which is still not the right way. I still have it upside down. This is why. There we go. Now let's try this one more time. This is why, like I said, we don't push it all the way down. There we go. Whew. See, I was going to redo this video, and I thought, nope, I just want to make sure that you know everybody makes mistakes. So then we're going to, it folds. So we're going to fold it. We're going to push that down so that it makes the fun fold. Okay. Now let's decorate the front because that's always fun. And I have this cute little hippo. I call her Henrietta, and I'm not sure. I think there was a kid's show that had Henrietta Hippo, and I'm almost afraid to say that it was Doc McStuffins, but we're gonna go with that. I have a piece of the Petunia Pop iridescent ribbon. It's also part of the Spooky Halloween suite, the Spooky Suite. And I'm just going to wrap a little bit around behind my hippo, behind Henrietta, and give her a little bit of sparkle. Now, for this particular card, I have to keep my sentiment, we could put a sentiment here, or my decoration somewhere between the score line and the edge, because we don't want it to mess up when it opens, okay? So we've got to keep it kind of narrow, and whatever you might have in your stash works. This is just how I happen to figure out how to get my hippo on there. And I'm going to use dimensionals because since I put that ribbon on there, I want to make sure that Henrietta sticks to what she needs to. My dimensionals are, my package is almost empty. Yay, there's one, and I have another package here too. We're finishing all the dimensionals today. Let's put one up top. Okay, so we've got our dimensionals on the hippo. And we're going to put her right here on this section. Just like that. Now, I'm a firm believer that everything should get a little extra. And so let's add some spooky stars. These are the Shimmer Star foam stickers, and they come in white, petunia pop, and black. I think, you know what color? I think I will use, for my sample, I used black so they would stand out. I know that there's white stars on the paper, but I think for this one we'll use the petunia pop ones. So we'll stick those on. You can add as many as you want, but I just feel like this side, this panel needs a little bit of extra. And so let's just add some sparkle along with our petunia pop ribbon. And then maybe a little one. All right, there you have it. The W fold pop out. Just a little different with the white ribbon and the petunia pop ribbon. You could decorate however. You could put a sentiment here. You could wrap a ribbon around. There's so many options of what you could do with this fold. But again, it looks like a W or an M. I guess we could call it an M fold, and then it folds right in and closes. And there you have it. Today's Fun Fold Friday, the W fold pop out. Have a great week, and I'll see you next time.